Welcome to Take It from the Ironwoman. My name is Susanne Müller, your host and the Ironwoman. This podcast is about empowering yourself and others to make real changes in the world. You will hear from everyday, smart, sophisticated, hip people like you and me. Not everybody has to be an Ironwoman to impress the world. Together, we will learn from the sports and business leaders how you can become a more successful person as an entrepreneur or a leader. It's one step at a time, one day at a time. Take your steps now. Take your big steps now. Join me on this journey to success. This podcast is being sponsored by Get Loopy. On episode 41, you can hear the story of Isabel, the co-founder and CEO. Get Loopy, get a 20% discount off your first order. GetLoopy.com. Take it from the Ironwoman. Again, we only have very special guests, and I have to say I'm deeply impressed by Dan. We heard from him about Run for Rob, but today is even more, I would like to say, emotional, inspiring, motivating. So please, Dan, tell us, what is it that makes you so special?
Oh, thank you, Suzanne. I think we're all exceptionally special, but I really want to talk about the situation in my racing career as I recently became a living organ donor. It was a huge day of my life, and one of the things that made it super, super special was exactly 111 days after donating my organ, I raced Lake Placid. And you and I both know what a moment that is.
Yes, I know. Lake Placid is not for the faint. It's for the very strong people, strong-minded people, maybe crazy people. But then we know you even donated an organ. So I don't know how you can do that. So tell us a little bit, how was your journey and also your decision-making for doing that?
So I have been for the longest time plasma donor, double red blood cell donor for I can't tell you how many years I've been doing this. And I do have O negative blood, and I have some special antibodies in my system, and I matched in the donor matching program. And to this day, I do not know who I matched with. It was my decision to stay anonymous. All I do know is it was a child, and we did a liver transplant. So they removed a chunk of my liver, implanted it in the child, and my liver grew back. And that chunk in the child, of course, will grow as the child grows. I was scheduled to have this surgery in February of last year. And unfortunately, it was pushed back. Now, I had already scheduled and was training for Lake Placid 70.3 for September. And I thought, okay, I can have the surgery in February, and still, in my mind was, I'll be fine. Well, that surgery kept getting postponed and postponed and postponed, and it didn't take place until June 1st. So I couldn't say no. So I went in on June 1st. The procedure took place that day. It was quite grueling, but doable. And I want to make this very clear. If you are healthy, you can go in and be out in 3 days. And I was in the ICU for a day, the hospital for 2, and I was home after that. Back to slight jogging, slight walking the next week. And 111 days later, went to Placid and jumped in the lake. And
this is amazing.
The thing was, nobody knew. I didn't tell anybody. So I went by myself. I drove up by myself.
I just wanted to say, okay, so tell us about this. Now we're here. Now it's in the world, right?
I wasn't, because I didn't know. I said, I don't know how I'm going to feel, how I'm going to have a lot of time to train, because I was post-surgery. Yeah. I felt comfortable in the water. It was great. And I was very pleased because I was able to get on the line. Very happy about that. Many who hear this know about Lake Placid. If you can swim on the line, it's the best. My transition was great. I swam actually a good time. My bike was a little strenuous because you're in a crouched position. So I put a little pressure on my abdomen where my surgery was. So I was a little slow. Again, didn't care. Just wanted to complete. Did the run.
And we have to say, hold on, before you start to run, Lake Placid is not for the faintest. Again, first you have a huge downhill, a 6-mile downhill.
It's mountain, yeah.
And then you have, I don't know how many hills uphill. I remember many.
Way too many.
Way too many. And then at the end, you think you're done. And then you have those 3 bears, the mama bear, the papa bear, and the baby bear. So this gives a little entertainment, but you're not done. So,
and in my mind, I had remembered, I'd forgotten how far the transition was from the end of Baby Bear. I thought it was right there. And oh, geez, where is this? Where is this? It was an emotional day for me. I will be honest. I was shedding tears throughout the entire day just because I couldn't believe where I was 2.5 months prior to where I am now. And when I was approaching my end of the run towards the finish line, which if you do Lake Placid, you end up crossing the finish line into the Olympic Oval. The 1980s Olympics were held. And I actually stopped running as I entered the Oval. I just stopped, completely stopped. And the crowd's looking at me. And and they don't know, and tears are flowing down my face, and I just took it all in. I said, I cannot believe I am here at this moment, and I can't believe what I'm looking at. And I saw the Olympic torch, and I just slightly jogged at that point. This was the crazy part, was I had not done Placid in many years prior to when you did Placid. And that was the discussion you and I had when you were training. And we said, no matter what you do, take in that final moment, because you cannot encompass what it feels like to cross that finish line at that place.
I get goosebumps now just listening to this. I want to say, whoever goes to Lake Placid, please make sure you go onto the Oval, have a look at it, and think of Dan and me and how it feels just to be there. And if you're alone, you can only picture when you have spectators around and music, and obviously your extreme accomplishment with just 111 days post-surgery.
Yeah, and I want to take this moment, and I thank you for this, because it's something that has become a passion of mine, is to tell others. And I don't want to push, everybody should be an organ donor. That's not my goal. But I do want to say, if it's something you're thinking about, if you are a healthy individual and you are active, you can have this procedure done and you can be out in no time with no complications. And in 6 weeks later, you are physically the exact same person that you were the day before you went in, because the liver regenerates. So it's not as if, as kidney donation is very important, you are down a kidney should you donate. In the sense of liver, that liver regenerates and you have a healthy, brand new tissue inside, as well as whomever you donated to. The goal of mine was simply just to prove to myself, okay, this is not going to stop me. This is I'm going to see what I can do. And I didn't push myself to the limit, but I wanted to be healthy and happy. And that was the goal. I still to this day I never watch my times, but this is probably one of the best races of my life of ever, just being able to say, all right, look what I just did. That was great.
I think so.
I was a little, but there was only one element of disappointment. It was that I went by myself, because that's the one thing, but it's okay. It's all right, because I did it just for me. That was my selfish moment.
Okay, that's good. Because I feel, when I only can speak for myself, when I was in Lake Placid, to have a support team there, it just makes it 10 times better. Yeah, maybe if you have another chance to do it again, make sure you have a support team. Let me know. I'll come. I love Lake Placid, and it's always a special moment. We also want to hear, before we recorded, you said you are third place and you have to educate the audience. Third place in what?
Yeah, this just happened actually last week. The inaugural donor games. The National Kidney Foundation and the American Liver Foundation got together and put together and this was pre-COVID, they put together this massive program of the donor games where they were inviting individuals all across the country who were living donors to participate in a day of fitness. And the idea, which is a wonderful one, is to prove or to show the public you can be an organ donor and still lead an exceptionally active and healthy life post your donation. And this was supposed to take place in Connecticut at the American Kidney Foundation headquarters. But COVID took place, of course. So they kind of did a virtual change of plans. Cool. So everyone across the country was given the exact same workout, which could be done at home. We had to film it, submit to the organization that we understood the workout, we understood the program, here's our test of what we're doing. Once you were approved, you then had to film the whole workout, which for me took 54 minutes. So it was a long workout.
A long video.
And on video, we had to do the whole thing. We always joked because one of the sections of the workout was 400 sit-ups. And we joked, who designed a workout for individuals who had their abdomen sliced open? We had to do 400 sit-ups. What are you thinking? So we kept screaming and yelling at the camera. This is too wrong. We all submitted our workouts. I came in third.
Congratulations. That's amazing.
I was very pleased, not because of the ranking, but I was very pleased of my fitness ability and where I am and how I've grown over the years. And that made me very proud.
Simply amazing. I think that's the only word I find here. So 111 days after the surgery, Half Ironman. And maybe for the audience, you tell us what Half Ironman is. How much swimming, biking, and running?
Right. So you open water swimming of 1.2 miles. You then cycle 56 miles in the Adirondack Mountains. And then you run a half marathon of 13.1 in Lake Placid, which I must say, as strenuous and as arduous as those numbers hearing and sound on, just being in that region, it's the most gorgeous, beautiful moment of everything. It's one of my favorite races in the whole world.
I can only second that. Yes, it's magical. We don't want to say maybe too much because then everybody goes there, but it's really certainly a special place, magical when you can participate there. I remember when I was at the start line, the beautiful lake, it's just something special. So yes.
When that cannon went off for you, what was going on in the butterflies?
I think I had tears in my eyes. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm here. I think it was also, I was nervous and I was a little afraid because, it was double whatever you did. And I've never done it before. I've done a few halves. I knew it would be tight. I was ready in a way, but it was just the fear of the unknown.
Right. And that's a lot of people have this. It's the fear of haven't done this yet. I always want to say that. I haven't done this yet because you will. And after my first full Ironman, it was, okay, I did it. I was able to complete this. All right. Now what's next? Okay. I did this. What's next? Because nothing can compare.
It's only once at first, right? And then I spoke with somebody and they said when they did the second, it was different. And I asked, what is it that is so different? So I think you have the knowledge of what went well, what didn't go so well. And I don't know if I would do it again. It was a lot of fun, a lot of training. I don't know.
Right. And that's the thing. You never know what is coming next. I never thought in a million years I'd be an organ donor. And I now am, and it hasn't changed my life. I will continue to train. I will continue to race. It just is now a part of me. It's just something of me that I never knew I could do. And I can't wait for the next race or obstacle and to have in the back of my head, you can do this. I know you can do this. You've done this before. You've proven it to yourself. You're going to do it again.
Okay. And what is next for you? What is next for you?
Yeah.
What is next?
Unfortunately, I had a lot of races scheduled for this year that were canceled and postponed. I was supposed to do Ironman Calgary. That was postponed, of course. So we'll see about maybe doing that next year. And I had a few OCRs, some obstacle course races. They were all canceled. So we'll do those next year. I did participate in the Run Across New York challenge, the virtual Run Across New York. We submitted all our times. That was fun. So and the World Trade Center Stair Climb has been postponed to November. So we're crossing fingers that if it's safe, we'll do that.
Or maybe they can let go, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 people, whatever is safe, have a staggered race. I've heard of somebody doing a race in Italy and they staggered the start. So I don't know if that's possible. Right. Who knows?
Yeah, I'm not sure what their progress is, but I'm excited to do anything in a safe manner outside. I mean, I'm still continuing to run outside. I miss swimming. That's a big element, not having pools in New York. Yeah, I do miss that. I'm waiting for the pools to reopen.
Yeah. Something special. I don't know what's next. I think that's a very good question. What's next? Anything is possible, but thank you so much for your emotional and motivational and inspirational journey that you shared with the audience. So good luck and keep training.
Thank you, Suzanne.
Take it from the Ironwoman. What an inspirational story. Anybody can donate. Check it out, and congratulations to Dan on the 3rd place. He's certainly a great sports person, a great person. Take it from the Ironwoman. We have episodes every Monday and Wednesday with people from different walks of life. It can be you. Sign up, connect with us, like us, leave a comment. Don't forget to order getloopy.com. Get Loopy is a plant-based snack, healthy, great, and a lot of proteins. That's what we need. Getloopy.com, 20% off of your first order. And if you need coaching, mentoring, check the website. All the information is in the show notes. Take it from the Ironwoman.